but I literally have to. Like, I gotta get this out. I don't know why my mind is working so much today after I stopped physically working, but yeah. So let's give them a little bit for everybody to get in here, and then we're gonna get into this. We're gonna get into why we live in GTA. This might be a little bit of a long one, so strap in. I will tell you that. So we're gonna go through everything. I want you guys to understand mathematically what we're actually looking at. The crazy thing is that the signs have always been there. It's almost like the universe teases. Strap in. Alright. It's almost 2 minutes. Everybody should be starting to come in. Let me know when you guys are in here. What are you doing, Bob? What are you doing? Alright, so people are starting to come in. Hi, guys. This one's going to be a bit of a long one. We got a lot to get through. How's it going? So, according to the scientific breakthrough of last year, in which they won the Nobel Prize, congratulations. Thank you very much. You guys might have seen the headline that says, like, we live in a simulation, blah, 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 blah. It's a little bit more complicated than that. It's not a simulation, but you can look at it in a very scarier context than that. So, let's take a journey back first, shall we? Let's go back to the idea of deterministic physics, all right? I'm going to tell you guys a story. Now, a scientist had an idea. He wanted to shoot a single proton through I guess you would say, a lattice setup to see if the particle would choose to go straight through or to go a different direction or whatever. And to grade this, it would show up as light on the other side. If it went straight through, it would just be through one slat. You would see where everything hit on the collider. Now, something funny happened. When it went through, it was literally showing that it was not making the decision, and it would throw it out on the wall in kind of like this wave formation. But when you monitor it, it would switch its position to doing the single slat. I'm giving you the layman breakdown. There's a lot more detail on it. If you want to look it up, you can. This got people interested in the theory of predeterministic reality, right? This is around the time of Einstein, mind you guys. This is around Einstein. Now, go forward in time. Someone actually comes along and decides to put an actual monitor there. And did you know what they find? They found that as long as they did not turn on the monitor, the photon would stay undeterministic. It would be wild. Sometimes it would go through the front, sometimes it would go through the side. It just depended. But every time they turned on the monitor to actually see where it was going, it would go straight through. And it wouldn't matter if they turned it on right as it went through or after it went through. Basically, after it went through, you know how it was undeterministic the first time? It suddenly became deterministic after the fact, meaning it rewinded time and decided beforehand that it would become deterministic after the fact. Remember how, I don't know if you guys were around earlier, but I did one on the Philadelphia experiment, and that if it actually happened, it would be very much like that. Everything's kind of connected today if you guys pay attention. Anyways, so we've gotten to this point. Fast forward all the way to today. Last year, actually, but today. They have now proven that the universe runs like a video game. Everything outside your line of sight is undeterministic. It is a fog until you enter that portion. Much like in a video game, nothing is rendered except for what you can see with your own two eyes. Correct? Correct. Everything is just data and possibilities until you get to that point. The universe operates in the exact same way. Now, here's something scarier for you. In 1992, there was an investigative journalist named Michael Talbot. Now, Michael Talbot actually sat down with different people in their field and was able to determine the holographic universe theory. If you guys have been watching me for a long amount of time, you'll have heard that phrase before from me. It is proven we live in a holographic universe, which is the same thing as what they determined this last year and won a Nobel Prize for it. So literally everything in your life is only rendered when you're in that space. Up until then, at least from your point of view, as far as the universe is concerned, is all a fog, it's a haze. It's the same for all of us. It's why if you remember me talking about how we live in a wave and vibration universe, how if you and I touch, it's actually more of a magnetic repelling a magnetic instead of actually us touching skin to skin. That is what's actually going on. And because we live in that kind of universe, we are one particle away from everything falling away from each other. You probably have heard me say that before too. So here's the thing. With the holographic universe theory, it actually proves that there is a multiverse. The scary thing about it too, though, is you as a consciousness never dies. Your consciousness always carries on. Quantum immortality. So, in the many worlds theory that goes along with this, your point of view is always the main point of view. People are going to come, people are going to go. The cycles of life happen. But due to the mathematics of the universe, your consciousness can never cease to exist, i.e., you can never die. Now, this is very close to deterministic. It's like saying you walk into a room, there's a man with a gun, right? Let's say you walk into a room, there's a man right there with a gun. Now, in someone else's point of view, there are times where you don't walk out of that room. But as far as the math goes, from your point of view, you never die. That's the truth of the universe that we live in. You are the universe choosing. You are the universe choosing to have a human experience as you. And the mathematics of the universe say your consciousness can never die. Have a good night, guys.